ASBL is one of the leading new age real estate developers company in Hyderabad and Telangana. So hello everyone, this is Kanksha Gangapuram and today we are at ASBL to know some of the insights about the company and the real estate flow with the CEO and founder of the company. So hello Ajitesh Garu, how are you sir?
Hi Kanksha, I'm good. Firstly, thank you for doing this interview, and through you, I would like to thank all your viewers also. So yeah, thank you.
So sir, we want to know about the journey and the growth story of ASBL.
So Kanksha, I'll just give a little brief about myself so that we get a context to that. So I come from a real estate family background. My father was one of the founding partner of Ashoka Developers and Builders, Ashoka Builders what we call, in the year 1989. So growing up, I was exposed to real estate and the sort of problems here. And there were a lot of dinner table conversations where we used to talk about the challenges which they used to face, the market conditions and all those sort of stuff. So I was not new to this, what happens in the industry and what is the supply chain here and things like that. And so that's how that was my context with regarding to real estate. And then in the year 2013, after I finished my undergrad, I came over and then I did the first project called Ashoka Liviano under my dad's company. It's located in Gachibowli near the ORR. So under that project, I did totally from the land acquisition stage to the total handover stage. So that is when I met my partner Anil, who was coincidentally the landowner in that site. So that's how our relationship started, and we became good friends during the time of the project, solving various challenges along the way. And then after doing that, after finishing that project, then I sat down with my dad, and given that I had got some level of entry level experience. So then I was able to, talk with him regarding, okay, how is it that we should be building the company in the future? And, how important it is to, really deliver on our promises. And that's when, I even came to, this understanding that intentions is not sufficient. We need to have intelligence. So the moment you say intelligence, then we need to have data, right? Without data, it will just be blind shooting. And we can't rely on that. So that's when we realized that at the moment it went to data, and then we needed a lot of technology to collect data, to synthesize, process, and make meaning out of it. So during these conversations when I was having with my father, then pretty soon we realized that if we wanted to build an organization technology first, then we had to totally rewire, we are talking about a totally different platform. So that's when we came up with the idea of ASBL. So that's when I came out of my father's company, and then me and my partner Anil, we set up the company ASBL in the year 2017. And from then on, we were doing business in the field. And one of the key strategies of our group has been right from the word go, we were technology first company. So a lot of, we close to have around 60 to 70 IT engineers in our company. So people say we are more a software company, less a real estate company. So that's the sort of, foundation what we have built. And even from a business strategy perspective, we are asset focused company. So we are only in the housing sector. That too only in the apartment. So we are very focused on one asset class because it's been our understanding that the moment we change asset classes, the consumer changes, the needs change, the entire business supply chain also changes. So it's a very, it's not something which we can do over the night. So let's say we are selling a villa worth 5 crores. The entire understanding of the product and the consumer and the requirements change. So that's how, we have stuck to one. So we only operate in the residential apartment segment. And that too, I would say we sell products from the range of 50 lakhs to around 2.5 crores. That's been one key strategy, a strategic choice what we made. And the other thing what we did was right from the word go, we mainly focused on the outright model. So we typically buy lands into rather than doing a joint development basis. So which gives us more freedom and flexibility to really, I would say, work at a design level. Right. Generally, in the case of a joint development, then you have the landowner also becomes a stakeholder, and then you have to build in their consensus, and they might not be privy to the market conditions and market understanding. So because we were buying our own lands and doing, so we've got a little more degree of freedom with respect to experimenting on the design side and all. So that's what I would say, a little bit brief about ASBL and about myself.
So sir, can we know about your investments in innovations and all?
Sure, Kanksha. So basically, we invest, almost 2% of our top line consistently every year into our technology firm. And see, essentially what we're trying to do there, we are trying to build an operational digital twin, right? So what happens is in the real world, you're building the site, right? By using, several workforce. The same thing we do digitally. Right now, there are certain softwares which makes it build on a design perspective, ours is an operational twin. So using our our entire software architecture, and we have developed several front and mobile application through which our engineers on a day-to-day basis, our engineers are supervised on a day-to-day basis, keep logging data. So once the granular data is logged into the system, there is a holistic understanding for the entire AI on what is happening, and given what is happening, where can we go with respect to this. So that's how AI is helping us. And another key problem I'll say, see, one of the key use cases what we solved for. Typically, right, in a construction site, let's say there are several different laborers do different sort of works at site, right? So now let's say there are 20 brickwork related laborers, and they would want to come and operate, and there are like 500 flats. They can't come and do 500 flats on the same day, right? That doesn't work like that. So on any given day, which 20 should they work? Now this is what happens on a day-to-day in any site. Any site, the laborers come and the PM or the in charge allots them work on a daily basis, and they're supposed to do and report. So this we saw was hugely inefficient, because sometimes the PM might not be present, or the PM might be on his rounds, or the PM might be on some other duty or task. In that case, then the laborers have to come and just wait. So using this system, because there's real-time data and real-time understanding, we are directly sharing where to work, directly to the laborers using WhatsApp. Again, WhatsApp is a medium which most of them use. So thereby cutting down the wait time. Today, laborers don't come to our site and wait for somebody to allot them work. They already know where they're supposed to be working. They're simply going and working. So this way, we are able to increase the labor productivity by almost 25%, and thereby, increase the contractor profit. See, another key thing what I would want to point out, Kanksha, is that if you have to do work fast, right, there is no brainer. You need to have more people, right? If I have 10 laborers, I can do 10 units of work. If I have 100 laborers, I can do 100 units of work. Of course, productivity too is important. But what we have seen, if the productivity increases with 10 laborers, if I can do 12 units of work, then the contractor earns more money. Because he's earning more money, he's going to put more laborers here. So it's a positive effect, because of which we're able to operate almost all our sites approximately 3 months ahead of schedule, and that's been really helping us to deliver projects on time or ahead of schedule.
So, sir, can I know that why ASBL is only into residential and apartments? Why not totally into the real estate one?
See, again, so it's been part of our asset-focused strategy, because see, real estate is a very costly purchase, right? So once it's a very costly purchase, it's something which a consumer typically does once or twice in a year, in his entire lifetime. So you need to have a very detailed understanding of their requirements, right? About their requirements, their psychology, and your entire buyer persona is what is very important. So we realize that if we have to gain that quantum of knowledge, we can't be serving, we can't be picking on serving different customers overnight. It doesn't, we don't get that understanding overnight. It takes years to get that understanding. And also the capital requirement, the entire life cycle of the business changes the moment you change the asset class. Like for example, if you're doing an independent house, then your customers might be more self-employed people or business owners. If you're doing apartments, then you're talking about more professionals, right? So, and professionals have a different when you're working with professionals, you get to work a lot with the banks. Thereby your safety on collections is better. When you're working with self-employed, sometimes the safety with collections is, it might get a little risky. So each customer category has a different set of risks and opportunities. So we need to be cognizant to that. So that is the reason we have, sort of focused on one category, and that has really helped us, from when we put up this company also.
So, sir, can I know the future developments and real estate of Telangana?
See, firstly, I would say Telangana is on a rock-solid foundation. Thanks to the 10 years of robust investments and the stable political environment what we had, we are on a rock-solid foundation. So of lately also you see, several ministers, the minister and the government, they're working, going, doing roadshows all across the globe and bringing the best companies here. Naturally, when good companies come and more employment would be generated, then it's always a very win-win for real estate segment. That's one thing. Second thing I would attribute to is the infrastructure investments. I don't think there's any city in India where the amount of infrastructure which has been developed comes on par with Hyderabad. So that way, we have done an outstanding job. And second thing also, I feel like, there's decent availability of land, right? Because of which, good quality development is also coming. And now that, I see a lot more national scale developers coming to Hyderabad, and I see it as a very positive move, because we can always look and learn from, newer players on what better amenities and infrastructure we can give. So that way, I feel Telangana is in a very, rock solid foundation and set to do good going into due course of time.
So, can I know your revenue of 2022 and your upcoming projects?
See, in 2022, we did an annual sales of 783 crores. And this year, 2023, we are projected to touch around 1,000 to 1,050 crores. But more so over, as a group now, we are planning a strategy where every year we do one launch. We are sort of developing such a launch mechanism where every year we have a launch, and then every year, sort of that's what we're looking at. And regarding our business strategy, we are predominantly present in the southwest of Hyderabad, that is the Gachibowli and the financial district areas, and the east of Hyderabad, Uppal and Pocharam, those areas. So these are the two key micro markets per se where we are focused on when we intend to stay focused for the next 5 years.
So, sir, can I know, I heard about you focuses on consumers' demand, so what they are expecting from you. So, can I know not only that, or you are focusing on international levels also?
So, Kanksha, one key thing what we did under ASBL right from the beginning was developing a detailed design thesis. See, most often, like when you design any software product, right, there's a lot of design brief which people collect from their clients and then develop a product, and you deploy it and then you change it. You tinker with it. Okay, client says this is good, this is not bad, and you keep changing. Now, you look at that from the point of real estate. We are hardware developers. Just like how software is being developed, we are hardware. Now, hardware, there are certain problems. Like, let's say in an app, something is not good, you can tweak it. In an hardware, once we build a building, we can't do anything for the next 50 years, right? Nothing major can be done. So that's what got us into the point of, okay, we need to do a research-led design. We should not be giving amenities or spaces just because that's what has been given in the past, or that's what the market is offering. We need to really study consumer lifestyles, consumer wants, aspirations, and design on that basis. Let me cite 2 examples with respect to this, right? So post-pandemic, now we see a lot of IT service sector professionals doing work from home. In fact, in one of our survey which we conducted across our customers, close to 73% of the people are either working full-time work from home or doing a hybrid thing, where at least weekly 2 to 3 days are doing work from home. So that's been a very important use case for us. So how do we solve things around this? And then when we probed them, okay, boss, what is the problem? What are the disadvantages of work from home? Of course, there are definite advantages, right? That it saves up on the traffic time and all that nonsense, travel time and all. But what are the disadvantages? So the key reasons were loss of productivity, or people getting bored, right? You're just within the same walls, and no clear definition between, distinguish between space. Most people end up turning the dining table into a work from home station, but that's not how you would want to, that's not how a typical office work happens, right? So we have understood all these constraints, and now all our projects, we are having work from home, we are having co-working stations, which can, facilitate anywhere from 50 to, 70 odd people with again, facilities of a conference room where they can book, and, if they have any sort of a meeting or something which they want to take. So these are all the sort of things. See, if you look like few years back, this wasn't there, because the consumer lifestyle didn't require it. Now you see the consumer lifestyle changed. Another point also I'll cite, see, most of our customers are now millennials, right? They're around the 30-35 age group. And especially in the service sector, both wife and husband work. And both wife and husband working, and in the 30-35, they typically have 1 or 2 babies in the early, I would say, the 1 to 3 years phase. And especially when the mother is working, they need the creche facility, flexible timings. Until, when we spoke with our customers, especially moms, they told that they need the creche timings until 8 in the night. This is typically, nobody tells us that. We put a creche, then the creche runs up till 1 o'clock or something. But they need childcare up to, 7 or 8 in the evening. So now we identified that, and we are working with several of our service partners to provide, services until then. So we believe in this sort of approach, where we do research and then design and then deliver. Because maybe after 5-10 years down the line, something else might change. So we can't have a standard pattern of amenities lifelong. It doesn't work like that. And if you see, moreover, another key thing what we've done around health and fitness. So when we again spoke with our consumers, most of them say that the big reasons for them not to work out is boredom. You go to the gym, same equipment, same thing, why anybody will get bored? It's a human trait. So that's when we started realizing that, okay, let's not design a simple strength training studio. Let's have multiple studios, like a calisthenics studio, kickboxing studio, so that you can keep changing your workout styles. Thereby your chances of working out goes up. So it's no longer about, I would say, it's no longer about giving an amenity. We need to think like how, like any app developer thinks. It's about making somebody use it. So what will make somebody use is our key point of view, because we can just develop amenities, put it on the brochure and sell, and if they're not using, I'm pretty sure they won't probably enjoy the facility as much, hence will not give great reviews. So we have to think from the point of usage, not just from the point of brochure and sales. So that's been part of our intentional design, what we call. So that's been really helping us, and the consumers, our customers have been really, great in telling us a lot of feedback. See, a lot of things, I would say 90% of my learnings, especially regarding most of the amenities and how the unit plan should be designed, what sort of facilities are required, have come from the consumer feedback and consumer interactions. So that's how we would like to take the organization, from the design perspective.
So, sir, can I know the ASBL's differentiating factors from other real estate companies?
So I would again cite two things, three things actually. One, our robust investment in technology when it comes to delivery. Right, we have developed a lot of technology to make us deliver at scale, millions of square feet to be able to deliver at great quality and given time. So our technology there is one key differentiator. Next is the entire concept of intentional design. We want to first design, do extensive research on consumer lifestyles, where we even work with global scale organizations like Kantar. We work with them to conduct various research and various surveys, and then design the projects. So that's the second one. And third thing has been mainly from our business strategy perspective, where we are a very asset focused company. We don't do multiple asset classes. We are a proper housing apartment developer. So these three, I would say, are our unique value propositions, or a unique differentiator. How it pays off, I think with time we can know that. But as an organization, I feel confident that these things will give us rich dividends.
So, sir, can we know about your technologies for the best constructions?
So the digital twin is at the heart of our entire tech mainframe, right? Which closely follows up with the progress on site. So, and now we are integrating various of our other functions. Also, we are digitizing and integrating to our mainframe. Like for example, everything related to the customer journey. Right. Again, if you look at real estate purchase, right, it's one of the most complicated purchase one will come across, and which a lot of time leads to a lot of repeatable things and a lot of unpleasant experiences for the customer. So we're trying to digitize that entire process. Can we, can a customer see? It's like, can you buy an apartment as easy as you're ordering food on Swiggy? I know it's a very far-reaching thing, but it's possible to do. So for that, we need to digitize the entire supply chain from the system should be automatically able to raise customer invoices basis on the understanding of what's happening on the site. We've already accomplished that, right? The system should be able to, now we are even trying to partner with few of our home loan banking partners and sort of building in an engine which can take the required information from the customers and determine whether what is the loan eligibility and all. Can we digitize the loan eligibility process? So several of these things we are working out, and I think it should greatly make the entire process easy. Especially, see, I would say around 25 to 30% of our customers are NRIs. So imagine somebody staying in the US coordinating for paperwork. It's a very nightmarish stuff, right? Because the time you work here, we don't work, and the time when we work here, they can't work there. So, most likely things from 1 week, it happens a month there. Digitization will greatly help. And then moving to the stage of automation, something like booking applications and several such paperwork, we would want to do totally autonomous, because these are all standard processes. So that's what we are in the process of. So hopefully in another 6 months time, we should be significantly digitized with respect to the customer side of the business interaction. So that's been one thing. And even in sales also, see, we develop all the entire architecture around sales. We have developed an intelligent system, an AI driven system, which bases on the data, it will suggest you whom to call at what time. Yeah. Because see, for example, I'll put it in perspective, like in one of our site, called ASBL Springs, which we're doing on the Pocharam Uppal side. In 1 year, we did 1 lakh phone calls with just 3 people. So you see, and the best pickup ratio is 28%. Matlab in 1 lakh, on an average, 25,000 phone calls only get lifted. So whom should you call at what point of time? Because there are finite people and finite time, right? So it's very difficult for the human to think, whom should I be calling at this instance? Because you'll have hundreds of leads always in the pipeline. So that is where the machine intelligence and database intelligence can come into play. So based on a ranking algorithm and whatever data is available with respect to that particular lead, our system suggests, okay, these are the set of leads whom you can call at this point. Most likely it'll only suggest one at one point. So that way we are able to make our entire calling pattern more efficient, thereby reach out to our customer queries much faster and probably serve them better. So these are been some of the use cases what we solved for. And engineering side is what we've been doing right from beginning, like how to improve labor productivity, because fundamentally it's how much ever we spend or how much ever we don't spend. Ultimately, if the site has good amount of laborers working in a productive manner, that is when you can do a faster handover. There is no rocket science there. So we are, a lot of the technology what we developed greatly enhances the labor productivity. And at the same time, now we have done several digitizations where we have made the billing system of contractor autonomous. So today in our company, no contractor, has to rely on any of our engineer or project manager to get his bill, paid. The moment he does work on a daily basis, the engineers will be constantly uploading the information. It's a very simple piece of information what they have to upload. On that basis, the machine decides how much needs to be paid. And if there's any quality issue, how much should I withhold? So all of that is now digitized. So every 15th we do a simple job run, the machine calculates this is the bill and then we end up paying. So that has greatly brought down the turnaround time to pay a bill. Typically what happens, Kanksha, is that once a contractor raises a bill, it takes anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks to probably quantify the bill, certify the bill, and maybe a week to pay. So you see almost you end up losing 3 to 4 weeks. We brought down that time to 7 days. In fact, we can do it. The bill is prepared in a jiffy. It's just a second. But the payment procedures take, certain time because bank procedures and all will be there. So we are cut. You see, I think the idea here is to win the 3-year game. See, typically our projects take 3 years to deliver. To win the 3-year game, we need to save the one day. So I can't come and say, I've made a grand strategy, we'll save 1 year. It doesn't work like that. At every transaction, if you can save few hours, few days, cumulatively you end up saving 100 days. So that's a great benefit, because parallelly, mind you, the customer is paying interest and paying rent for his current accommodation, which once he moves here, at least he'll save up on the rent cost, right? So faster delivery is always good for all, good for us, good for the customer. So that's where we have, done a lot of R&D. And I would say we are proud to even announce that most of our operations now are AWP compliant. See, to put it in perspective about what is AWP, AWP is called Advanced Work Packaging. So it's a new process of working, new style of working. To put it in perspective, 20 years down in the past, IT industry has a process of working called a waterfall model. Right now, they all shifted to agile style of working, right? Faster feedback loops and style. Same way, globally, the field of engineering is also moving to something called advanced work packaging style of working. And our company, and globally, very few companies have even pivoted to that, and that too only in certain particular projects, not totally also. But again, because we are a new company, we were just born in 2017, we didn't have any legacy issues to transform from one way of operation to other way of operation. We were directly born on the AWP system, and hence our entire supply chain is much leaner and much faster in delivery. So, because as we scale now, the complexity increases. See, today our organization is doing around close to 1.1 million square feet of annual output. So we are building 11 lakh square feet per year. And this year we will be reaching almost 16 to 17 lakh square feet per year. So put it on a 3-year basis, we will end up building 50 lakh square feet in just 3 years. So, and the typical metric is on an average, for every 2.5 million square feet, you need around 1,000 laborers. So you see, overall, I think if you're traveling at a 1.5 million a year, we are talking about around close to 1,500 to 2,000 laborers across our sites. So how do you manage these many people? Right? And that too, heterogeneous tasks. See, I'll compare construction project to a beehive. All of us know a beehive, right? Yeah. Beehive is a homogeneous task. Matlab, there are hundreds of bees only doing one particular task. A building is like a heterogeneous task. Hundreds of bees doing different tasks at different points of time. So you need to have a very robust data and intelligent system to monitor and manage that. And most of the projects, will be on different geographies, different sites, and you can't travel frequently also. But still the delivery and the quality standards have to be met. That's where the role of technology is, I would say, usually comes into play. And that's been really helping us.
So, sir, can I know your projects like since from 2017 to till 2023?
So, Kanksha, our first project has been ASBL Lakeside, which we started in the year 2018 and we handed over in the year 2021. That had around 400 units. Our second project was Spire. That was G plus 36. So that's due for handover in November this year, and most likely we'll start by September only. We are running a little ahead of schedule. And then we are doing one more project called Spectra, which is around 25% completed. That has 1200 units, and that's handover in December 25. And then we have one more project called ASBL Springs, which is 500 units. That is around 70% completed. So from this year, 23 onwards, until 26, every year we have one handover. So we have, this year we'll be handing over 400 units. Next year we'll be handing over 500. 25 will be handing over 1200. 26 will be handing over 1000 as of now. So for next, every year we have around 500 to 1000 units of handover. And that's what we like to talk in lines of more than how much capacity we are building, how much we are delivering. So that's our, I will say, our portfolio.
Okay, sir, can I know your construction designs?
See, from a design perspective, we on the southwest side of Hyderabad, we mainly focused on the 3 BHK format. 3 BHK format, so typically our sizes are around 2000 to 2500 square feet. And on the east side, which is Uppal, Pocharam, that side, our designs are in the 2 and 2.5 BHK. So that will be around 1200 to 1500 square feet. So again, basis on, we do a thorough research on what the market demands and what will fit into our business context. So typically we've been operating in that sizes. So you can think we are like we operate from 1200 square feet to 2500 square feet. That's the range of our product mix.
So, sir, can I know the overall insight of yours about the real estate?
See, one thing I must say is the fundamentals are very strong for this sector. Not just locally here, but pan-India also. You see city after city hitting record numbers. Hugely the pandemic, brought over that wave. Now going forward, I think a lot of that pandemic-related buying urgency is now cooling off. I can see that. But going forward, there is still good end-user demand because the jobs in the IT sector are doing good. Compared to the job losses in US, in India, there aren't as many job losses. And generally, when there's slowdown in US economy, they do a lot of outsourcing. So naturally, more jobs come up here. And because we are even seeing that in the commercial leasing also, it's sort of picking up. So that way, I think we are on a very strong fundamental thing. But time and again, naturally, the market, when it's on a boom phase, people will end up, doing unplanned stuff, businesses. And so naturally, there will be some corrections here and there going on. But on a 10-year period, I think we're on a very strong wicket. And another thing also I would like to point out, Kanksha, is that, see, the inflation has peaked out. Now you see over the last couple of quarters, the inflation is falling down and the RBI's upper limit has been 6% and the last, I think, quarter inflation was 5.2%. So we are expecting that maybe in another quarter or two that the interest rates come down. So interest rates come down, then you see more will be, the buying activity going on. So that way I feel, and India is also poised to grow. Right, both nationally and locally, we are poised to grow. We are one of the fastest growing major economy at 6.5-7%. So naturally, I feel there is going to be good emphasis on the real estate sector, and also with the advent of RERA, we are seeing the sector also transforming itself, becoming more professional, becoming more disciplined, unlike in the past. Right, so that's how we've been seeing.
So thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time with us, for sharing your insights about real estate to us.
Thank you, Kanksha. Thank you for your time, and I would like to thank all your viewers also. Thank you.
So yes, these were some of the insights about ASBL and the real estate sector with the Ajitesh sir, the founder and CEO of the ASBL. So till then, keep watching HyBiz TV.